All right, give us just a second as we battle through these early technical difficulties here, real quick. So it appears as if our screen is not. There we go. All right, and we are back. We've got our technical difficulties lined out and fixed. We're ready to go. Championship 8 here from Five Flag Speedway. As we're going to go take a look at the 8 drivers in the Championship 8. You got Robert Barber, Preston Bohr, Scott Formosa, Mark Fravert, Travis Pryor, Chris Reardon, Jonathan Smith, and James Somke. The 8 drivers remaining here in the battle for the championship. As right before we went on near air, we took a look at our temperatures. Our air temp is going to be 65 degrees. Our track temp was at 66 degrees here before we get set to go racing tonight. And as we get set to go racing, we've got 14 drivers signed in. You got James Somke, Travis Pryor, Chris Reardon, Robert Barber, Joe Williams, Michael Whitting, Jonathan Smith, Louis Robinette, Trevor Edwards, Mark Fravert, Preston Boers, Peyton Hamlet, Scott Formosa, and Dalton Collins. So we will not have any qualifying. We set qualifying last week, so we get set to go straight into the racing action here tonight. 200 laps around this half-mile track. So we have about a minute and 10 seconds left to go. We'll go get you some track facts. I know I gave you some information last week during the practice and qualifying session, but I don't remember what all was said, so I'm going to go back over it all. As we go to get some information. Half mile oval was opened in 1953. And in 1953, they hosted a NASCAR Cup Series race. And it was won by Herb Thomas driving the fabulous Hudson Hornet that you can see replicas of at every dirt track across America. And the other big thing that's awesome about this track is every December since 1968, they host a Snowball Derby. It's one of the premier late model stock car races in the country that attracts some huge drivers. Drivers like the Junior Motorsports late model team, Josh Berry. So, and the big thing that we're going to see here today is we'll go through the running order here as it is set. But you're going to have Scott Formosa, Dalton Collins on your front row. Robert Barber, Trevor Edwards in your second row there. And then you'll have Louis Robinette and Jonathan Smith in your third row. Fourth row will be James Somke, Mark Fravert. Then you'll have Joe Williams and Travis Pryor. You'll have Christopher Reardon sporting a new collar number combo back there. And then you'll have Preston Boers back there with Reardon in that sixth row. And then you'll have Michael Whitting and Peyton Hamlet rounding out the final row of the field here today. So the big thing that these guys are going to have to worry about tonight other than, maintaining a competitive pace and trying to be up there at the end of it, is this track has a very abrasive surface. It's going to wear these tires out very quickly. They're going to have to take care of the tires. 200 laps, they got one set of tires to change out to. They're going to have to be very protective over the tires. So you might see a lot more giving and taking early on. And then once we hit that final 100 laps, final 50 laps, you're going to see a lot more aggressive driving as the pace truck is going to pull off this time out of 4. There you go. It pulls off. And we are green. Underway here from Five Flag Speedway in the Championship 8. Scott Formosa, he gets out to a good lead here early on. Dalton Collins running in that second spot. He's going to be getting challenged very early on by Robert Barber in that 8. Barber wants to have a good run here to ensure he's battling for the final 4 at Nashville. Joe Williams already down pit road. Very early trouble for Joe Williams here today. Jonathan Smith, he started in the 6th spot. He's running 5th. As you see, Louis Robinette goes around. Caution comes out. We're going to go back and see exactly what happened there. Going into the corner, looks like he gives Jonathan Smith a little bump, gets onto that apron, and that apron is ever oh so unforgiving. So, Louis Robinette is going to be the cause of the caution here on lap number 4. So reset your lineup here, as these guys did move around a little bit. But you're going to have Formosa, your leader, Collins 2nd, Barber 3rd, Edwards 4th, Smith in 5th, Reardon in 6th, Pryor in 7th, Boers in 8th, Hamlet in 9th, Whitting in 10th, Mark Frabber in 11th, Louis Robinette will be 12th, James Somke will be 13th, and Joe Williams will be 14th. We're working this caution. James Somke went a lap down. Joe Williams is 5 laps down. Sitting on pit road there. These guys are gonna get ready to go back racing next time by. And I think the next time we will go with gyro cam. And let you guys see just how much banking there is around this track. It may not seem like a lot, but it is a lot of banking, as we should be going 1 to go this time by. Get back green flag racing here. And yes, we do. Pace truck's gonna pull off. Let's see, pace truck pull off, and we're back under green now, riding on board with Scott Formosa. There is a lot of banking in these corners. And they don't really come almost flat until about middle of the corner. And then it's right back into the banking there, especially on these straightaways. They come kind of flat about the middle, and then middle of those straightaways start finish line, and then they go back into the banking. So it makes it very tough on these tires. If you look at it, it's pretty well banked all the way around here, so it's going to really abuse these tires. As we look further back, we check in on Travis Pryor, who started in the 10th spot. As Jonathan Smith goes around and going to be back under caution. We'll see what happened with Jonathan Smith here. So we'll go on board with Chris Reardon. So it looks like Reardon got in there a little hot and gave him a little tap, and around went. It might help if we showed you guys the replay here. Got in a little hot and just got into Jonathan Smith. So very unfortunate for Jonathan Smith, as he was looking to have another good run here, as he was up into the top 5 there early on. So 8 guys battling for 4 spots for the championship. I don't know if it'll be next week or if it'll be in a couple weeks' time. We'll get Robert Barber in here after the race, and he'll go over everything. He knows more than I do. I'm just the announcer. I just get paid to watch these guys race. But as we've seen here already, you've got Preston Boers, Travis Pryor. They started deep in the field, 10th and 12th. They're up. They've already cut their starting position in half, as Travis Pryor is up to 5th. Preston Boers up to 6th. You got Peyton Hamlin. He started 14th. He's up to 10th. After the couple early cautions here. So, as we get set to go back racing, next time by, around this, it's a very tough track here. Five Flags is a very difficult track, and we've heard Josh Berry, and we've heard some of the big late model drivers that race in the Snowball Derby in real life tell you how difficult this track is to get around. As the green flag is back out in the air for Scott Formosa, as Robert Barber loses a position on that restart. Chris Reardon looks like he jumped down pit road there. I think he might be taking his penalty from that wreck. As you see up front, Dalton Collins getting around Formosa's. Formosa goes way wide. He's going to lose 3, possibly 4 spots here. He's got Travis Pryor right there on the back bumper. He loses 3 spots. As now Pryor gets around Formosa for that 4th spot. So move Pryor 1 step closer to the front. Look a little bit further back now, looking for a battle on track. We're going to go back here to Preston Boers. He's got Jonathan Smith closing in on him, and Louis Robinette closing in on Jonathan Smith here. That is a battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th position. As you see, Christopher Reardon coming out of the pit lane now. And Smith right there on the back bumper of Boers. A little bit further back. Well, not quite a battle yet. Could potentially turn into something with Peyton Hamlet, Mark Fravert, James Somke back there. That is 9th, 10th, and 11th. We'll go back and show that here. You see Peyton Hamlet running an all-white car this week. As they start to spread out a little bit more, there's about a half second between those guys, and you see Reardon have some issues here. He's got heavy left front damage, heavy left side damage, and he gets into that tire barrier at the end of pit road there. Back up front, you see the 32 of Trevor Edwards trying to close in and get around the 95 of Dalton Collins for the race lead. Travis Pryor and Robert Barber battling for the 3rd spot. Right now, the top 4 in the Championship 8 are Barber, Pryor, Formosa, and Smith. They are running 3rd through 6th position on track right now. You see Barber got a little loose off of the corner there. As caution comes out, we'll go see what happened here. Oh, and Preston Boers just got loose off the corner and takes Louis Robinette with him. Robinette does a great job to avoid getting a lot of damage there. But meanwhile, back up front, Trevor Edwards takes over the lead from Dalton Collins. And we will show you once again Championship 8 coming in for the guys who are just tuning in. You got Barber, Boers, Formosa, Fravert, Pryor, Reardon, and Smith, Somke, all your 8 drivers. And you had Barber, Formosa, Pryor, and Smith. And you still got them. They are running 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th on track. We have completed 33 of 200 here. 33 laps of 200. Joe Williams back out on track. He's going to get a lap back. Chris Reardon officially out of the race, 12 laps down. Very unfortunate for him. He was in the Championship 8. He had some tough luck here tonight. That is one driver who would like to shake that bad luck monkey off their back, as he's had quite a few good runs ruined this year through no fault of his own. So, reset the lineup. It's going to be Edwards, your leader, Collins 2nd, Barber 3rd, Pryor 4th, Formosa 5th, Smith 6th, Fravert 7th, Somke 8th, Whitting 9th, Hamlet 10th, Robinette 11th, Boers 12th. So, you got Barber, Pryor, Formosa, Smith, Fravert, Somke. Those are 6 of the 8 drivers. You got Boers, I'm trying to think of who the Reardon. Reardon is the 8th driver in the Championship 8 as the pace truck gets ready to pull off. And you've got 5 of them, 3rd through 8th. Green flag back out in the air. Edwards with a great restart. Pryor gets down to the bottom very quickly here, but Barber is going to look to the inside of Collins. Doesn't have anything for him this lap. He's going to look to the inside, but not going to have anything again in turns 1 and 2. Looking, going into 3 and just too far away to try to make a move. But Barber has to be careful that he doesn't make a mistake here and open the door for Pryor to get underneath of him. As your top 4 are separated by just 0.7 of a second. And it's only 1 second back to 5th. So your top 5 are a second apart. Very close front of the field as we look further back to the 1 of James Somke and the 44 of Mark Fravert. Somke running that low line. Fravert going a little bit higher. You go a little bit higher, you can tend to save your tires a little bit more. As that settles out, and now Fravert looking to get around Jonathan Smith, trying to get himself locked into the final 4 as well, as you see Fravert get a little loose off of turn 4 there. Back up front here with Edwards. So he's starting to pull away now from Dalton Collins. You look back there, the battle for 3rd between Barber and Pryor. Pryor's using a little bit of a higher line to try to save some tires. Now he goes to the bottom, looks underneath the Barber. He's got some positioning, and he's going to have that position. He's going to take over 3rd place. Pryor up to 3rd from 10th. Barber down to 4th. And now we'll see if Pryor can start to pull away from Barber here. Go chase down Dalton Collins. The easiest way to ensure that you are locked in for the chase is to, or the final 4, is to win tonight's race. Then you don't have to worry about it. You're out front leading as Pryor gets way loose off of 4. Jonathan Smith, he's chasing down the 80 of Formosa. And you saw there with Pryor, he's been following Barber for quite some time. Just being patient, biding time, and waiting for the driver in front of you to make a mistake to capitalize on. And Barber went high, and Pryor capitalized to take over that 3rd spot. So we are closing in on a quarter of the way through this race already. We've only been on the air for about 25 minutes, and we are ready. Closing in. Make that 20 minutes into the race. 20 minutes in, and we're already a quarter of the way through. It's going to be a very, very fast night. As you look up here, Pryor and Barber are still battling hard. Pryor's trying to fend off the 8 of Barber. Barber's trying to take the 3rd spot back. As right now, Pryor is the leader of the Championship 8. So, I mean, we do have multiple storylines here tonight. We have the race, but then we have a race within the race for the Championship 8 as caution comes out, and it's going to involve Joe Williams. And it looks like he just gets way loose off of 4. Comes down and thinks he's going to be able to save it using the inside wall. Not to fruition for him. So, Barber ducks down pit road here early. You almost wonder if he's going to stop and take tires here. If he's stopping to get tires, it's a little too early to be getting tires here, as you still got 147 laps remaining in the race. It's going to make it tough to. And now you see Dalton Collins duck down pit road as well. But if you're taking tires this early, it's going to make it tough to really be able to manage those tires for the other 146 laps remaining in the race. So we'll wait until they get well, I can go ahead and do it now. But it's going to be Edwards Pryor 1-2. Formosa third. You're going to have Jonathan Smith fourth, James Somke fifth, Robinette sixth, Barber seventh, Whitting eighth. Well, take that back. Whitting will be eighth, Hamlet ninth, Fravert 10th, Boers 11th, with Collins and Barber being 11th and 12th. Maybe. Looks like Robert Barber is going to be in that 7th spot. He's going to be the 5th driver of the Championship 8 in line. We're going to have Mark Fravert, another driver in the Championship 8, right behind him. And Preston Boers, another one of those drivers. So we get set to go back racing here. Pace truck ducks down, green flag back out in the air for Trevor Edwards. Pryor with a good start on that outside, a better start than we have seen on that outside. He's running in that 2nd position right behind Trevor Edwards. And now Pryor doing something that we've not been able to see anybody do, and that's hang with the leader here through a couple of laps after a restart. Pryor is within 0.2 of a second, 0.18 of a second behind Trevor Edwards. As we are watching the battle for the lead here, as it involves one of the Championship 8 drivers. Could have championship implications. And now Pryor settling into the groove, maintaining that distance, not letting it get too high. Just waiting for Edwards to make a mistake. And that's something we have not seen out of Edwards. We've not seen very many mistakes out of him. As we look back here, we'll go back to Robert Barber. He's battling with James Somke. As they say, Barber has the 5th spot. Somke's battling hard on that outside. You see Preston Boers with a lot of heavy damage, and now he gets into the one of Somke. That will bring out a caution. Somke was forced to go high because Barber underneath of him. Boers gets in there and gets into the left rear corner of Somke. So, 66 laps, 65 laps complete. Nicey. Trevor Edwards ducking down. No, he tricked me. Edwards tricked me. I thought he was going to go down pit road. He didn't. So, reset the lineup here. It's going to be Edwards, your leader, Pryor second, Formosa third, Smith fourth, Barber fifth, Boris sixth, Collins seventh, Robinette eighth, Whitting ninth, Fravert in 10th, Hamlin 11th, and Somke 12th. Joe Williams 13th, 7 laps down, and Christopher Reardon in that 14th position out of the race. "67 laps complete here. And I was completely wrong. I thought they were going to be more patient than what they have been. These guys are getting after it here tonight. They're battling hard. Barber, Boers, both come down pit road. We complete 68 laps. That's going to change. The running order here is that's going to put I believe that should put Mark Fravert back in contention for the final four. As well as James Somke, as Fravert will be the fourth driver of the championship 8. Somke will be the fifth driver of the championship 8. Then you have Barber and Boers be 6th and 7th. Reardon be your 8th driver, 8th and final driver. So we get set to go green again, with everybody moving up a spot, and Boers and Barber dropping down to 11th and 12th. Green flag back out in the air for Edwards, and Formosa with a great start. He's going to get around Pryor for the second spot. Pryor's going to slide down in between him and Collins in that third position. So we look back now as Barber already carving back up through the field. You see he got around Somke, but Somke keeps him pinned to that outside, and he's going to fight back on the inside. Somke trying to take away that 10th spot again, but Barber's going to have it. Looking a little bit further ahead now to Robinette and Whitting, as those two are battling. And now you see Pryor. He's getting back underneath Formosa. Formosa goes way high. Formosa's going to lose 2 spots here, possibly 3 if Jonathan Smith can get there, and he manages to stop the bleeding before it gets too bad. Pryor back up to second. Collins up to third. So we go back now to John Robinette and Whitting, as Whitting is battling with Peyton Hamlet. Peyton Hamlet coming back up to 7th place now, as he has moved up 7 spots. We have completed 77 of 200 here. Hamlet, he looks like a man on a mission as well as Robinette and Barber. Barber right there. on the back bumper of Michael Whitting for the 8th spot. Barber looking to the inside into 3 and 4 there, and he's going to have 8th position on lap number 80 of 200. So we look for some more battles on track. We're going to go up a little bit further ahead. Robinette and Hamlet, they're starting to increase the little battle there. Hamlet stays about a half a lane lower than what Robinette does through 3 and 4. That's going to help him close in the gap to about 0.2 of a second. And now they're mirroring almost identical lines. Hamlet stays high this time. He's going to lose some time. So it's going to be about 0.3 of a second between Hamlet and Formosa now. Or Hamlet and Robinette. My apologies. As we continue to watch this battle here, update on the Championship 8. Pryor 2nd, Smith's 4th, Formosa is 5th, Barber's 8th, Boers is 10th, Somke 11th, Fravert 12th. And then you got Christopher Reardon in that 14th position. As you guys continue to try to do some battle here for that 5th position, or the 6th position rather. They got Robert Barber closing in on him. Hamlet looking to the inside of Robinette, nothing there. The gap opens up a little bit. Up front, Collins got around Pryor the last time by. Pryor still leads the Championship 8 drivers. As they stand now, Pryor, Smith, Formosa, and Barber would be your 4 drivers in the Championship 4. Barber looks to the inside of Hamlet. He gets around Hamlet in 1 and 2 there. And now he sets his sight on Louis Robinette. We look for another battle on track. I'm not seeing anything too close. Somke? No, they're not really close. About 5/10, a half a second between him and Mark Fravert. Looking for something very close. Maybe Boers and Whitting. It's about 0.3 to 0.4 of a second difference there. Barber and Robinette, maybe. There we go. They're a little bit closer. Barber trying to get around Robinette. He looks low down the back straightaway. Nothing happening for him. We go back up front to Pryor and Collins as they are separated by about 2.5 of a second for that second spot. You see Pryor running the lower line. If there's a caution to come out, no doubt all these guys who have not gotten tires, we don't know who that is, but all the guys who have been out here since the drop of the green flag: Edwards, Pryor, Smith, Formosa, Hamlet, no doubt, would drop down pit road to get fresh tires as we are nearing the halfway mark. As we go back to, well, that gap started to open up, but Barber and Robinette back here in the 6th and 7th positions. We don't really have a battle on track. Everybody is separated by at least half a second or more, other than Pryor and Collins, Barber and Robinette. As Barber closes in on Robinette through 3 and 4 there. We'll see if Robinette makes a mistake and opens the door for Barber, and it looks like he almost did there, and he did. Got loose off of 2, and that opens the door for Barber going into 3 and 4. So Barber up to 6th. That puts our top 4 of the championship 8 back together. Now we go back up front to Travis Pryor, Dalton Collins, as they are closing in. Separated by just 0.2 of a second there. You see Pryor get into the wall just a little bit down the back straightaway. This is the next closest battle on track. Two-tenths of a second. Last time by, Travis Pryor had the fastest lap on track with a 16.123. Our leader ran a 16.172. So Pryor running very fast here, using up the rest of these tires before he switches over. Trying to get the most out of it. And this last time by ran a slower lap. Scott Formosa had the fastest lap on track. This time by, it's back to Travis Pryor as he's running 0.06 of a second quicker than Trevor Edwards, our race leader. We're watching the battle for second now, as it does carry some championship implications. You see Pryor looking to the inside of Collins in a 1 and 2. Pryor able to keep the inside, but Collins able to hang on that outside. We'll see who has the position at the line, and it's going to be Pryor by just 0.02 of a second. That's a nose. And now Collins still battling on the outside. That's going to allow the 32 of Edwards to start to pull away as Pryor maintains that position of second. Last time by, Barber ran the fastest lap with a 16.171. Pryor and Edwards ran identical lap times last time by. This time, Edwards a little bit quicker. Pryor quicker than Collins, so I suspect Pryor should be getting clear of Edwards here very, very soon, as Pryor has maintained that second position through this side-by-side battle here the last handful of laps. And this is some great racing action for second. Leaning on each other a little bit, not too much, just enough. And Edwards is going to get the position back by just a couple hundredths of a second. Peyton Hamlet ran the fastest lap last time by. This time it's Trevor Edwards as Collins starts to pull away from Pryor. Now they're getting into the lap traffic of Joe Williams, so that could cause Pryor to close in a little bit, and it does. It allows him to close in a couple tenths of a second that time by, as Pryor back with the fastest laps on the track again. We go back to Robert Barber. As well, Peyton Hamlin had an issue coming off of 4 there. But they're separated by just about... Well, it's opened up to about a half second now, but it was 3/10 of a second for a little bit there. The closest battle on track is that second position. So it is just 2/10 of a second between Pryor and Collins. It's down within 1/10 of a second now, as Pryor continues to run the fastest laps on track. I think if Pryor could get clear of Collins, he could run down Edwards for the race lead, and that time by it was separated by just 17 one-thousandths of a second, the difference between second and third. This time, though, looks like Pryor's going to have the position, and he's almost got Collins completely clear as they exit turn number 2, going down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. This is still the tightest battle on track. Everybody's separated by a little bit, and now you go and look back now to... that battle's opened up a little bit as Pryor continues to fight hard on the bottom side to get to the second position and get clear of Collins so he can set sail on the race leader. We know when Pryor is not in side-by-side battle, he has the fastest car on track due to lap times. And now Edward Collins takes over that second position. Edwards is still our race leader as he's opened up almost a 2-second gap over these guys. So we go back now to Jonathan Smith and Scott Formosa. Battle for 4th, heating up between these two as it has closed back within 3/10 of a second now. So we have 76 laps to go. Barber's in that 6th position. We're going to go back to Barber now as he has Peyton Hamlet right there on the back bumper. And this battle could have championship implications if it goes wrong as well. I do not suspect that to happen. These guys are very good. All 14 drivers. As it looks like Preston Boers is out of this race now as well. So these 12 drivers on track, with 10 of them being on the lead lap. You see Barber go high and Hamlet to the inside. Hamlet's going to have him clear into 3 and 4. Hamlet is now your 6th place car. And now Barber just hanging in there as he is the 4th driver of the championship 8. 2 drivers of those 8 are out. We are coming to lap 131 with these guys. Our race leader has a 2.5 second lead over Collins and Pryor. You see Hamlet get really loose off of turn number 4 there. Didn't hurt him too bad as he maintained that 4/10 of a second gap over Barber for the 6th spot. So we have 68 laps to go now. Hamlet again loose off of 4. Hamlet, Formosa, Smith, Pryor, and Edwards have not pitted since, well, haven't pitted since the race started. So, you know those guys have to be hurting for a caution. We are on the longest green flag run of the evening. As we look up to Trevor Edwards, as he's starting to go through some lap traffic, he laps James Somke. That puts 9 cars on the lead lap. He's just about 3 seconds back of Michael Whitting, who is the last car on the lead lap. So, we got Somke, Fravert, Bors, and Reardon, the bottom 4 of the top 8. The championship 8, rather. We have 64 laps remaining. It's going to be Edwards, Pryor, Collins, Smith for most of your top 5. Hamlet, Barber, Robinette, Whitting, and Somke round out the top 10. As we should start seeing drivers have to duck down pit road for at least fuel, as they are getting very close, should be getting very close to the fuel window. So they are getting ready to start lap number 140. So 140 complete, 61 to go. Pryor up into second, and now he is pulled away from Collins. Collins, you suspect he took tires earlier, now he's having to save for the remainder of the race. As Pryor and Edwards really don't care. They're still on that first set of tires. So they know if they can get a caution, no big deal. They can duck down pit road, get some fresh tires, and come back and blow by all these guys. As Peyton Hamlet ducks down pit road. Peyton Hamlet. No, he does not duck down pit road. Said he ducked down pit road. He did not. He's still out on track. 143 laps in. 58 to go. Hamlet has pulled away from Barber. He's got around Barber, pulled away. Now he's working on some lap traffic. These guys that are laps down, like Williams, Somke, Fravert, doing a good job of staying out of the way of everybody else, as always, giving these lead lap cars plenty of room. Now we go look at Michael Whitting, as he's in danger of going a lap down. We go back and look. You see our race leader right there. It's about a second and a half gap between him and being a lap down. And now you see Edwards starting to close in. We have 54 laps remaining in the race. 148 laps. 53 now. 148 complete. 147 complete. 53 left to go. You see Whitting get around Robinette. Robinette's going to go a lap down here. You see our race leader right behind him. Robinette's got some heavy right side damage, and you get some more there. Now the leader closing in very fast on Michael Whitting. We have 8 cars on the lead lap. The gap looked bigger than what it really is when we were in that gearbox cam. And now Edwards to the inside of Whitting. Whitting pulls over and allows Edwards to get by him. Put 7 cars on the lead lap. We go and look at Travis Pryor as Collins has closed in on him. And now Pryor might be saying, look, I need to conserve some tires in case we have to go the rest of the way. Collins got a little loose off of 2 there. As we have 47 to go, 153 complete, 47 remain here in this 200 lap race. We have 2 drivers out, that is Preston Boers and Christopher Reardon. Those are the only 2 drivers out of this race. We have 5 cars a lap down or more, with Whitting, Robinette, and Fravert being a lap down, Somke and Williams being more than 1 lap down. Pryor doing his best to defend from Dalton Collins. He is separated by about 3 seconds. Collins going around the outside. Pryor trying to use the lap car as a pick. They go 3 wide into 3. Williams moves over and allows them to get around. No issue, but that's going to hurt Collins just a little bit, not much. We have 44 remaining. 44 remain here. Everybody is at least 100 laps or more since they have been down pit road, with Joe Williams being the last car that went down pit road. Everybody else is well, you got Whitting and Fravert at 104, Barber at 105 on this pit run. And you have Somke 153, Collins 106. Everybody else is 160 laps on this fuel run. You see Somke give way to Pryor and Collins as Pryor starts to pull away from Collins a little bit. Pryor back to running the fastest laps on track. Last time by, he was still quicker than Collins by 5/1000ths of a second. Looking for something on track. Next closest thing, well, that's opened up, but starting to close again. Scott Formosa, Jonathan Smith, battle for 4th position there. As the top 4 in the championship 8 are Pryor, Formosa, Smith, and Barber. Saw some smoke back there in 3 and 4. Not sure. It didn't bring out a caution there. I know some of these drivers are wanting a caution, especially our race leader, so he can get in and get some fuel, some fresh tires. And we're going to have a caution. We will have a caution here. It looks like Joe Williams here trying to get up to give the inside to a lead lap car. And very unfortunate for Barber and Williams. But that is a huge break for our race leaders. Edwards, Pryor, Formosa, Smith, Hamlet, as they are able to duck down pit road, get fresh tires, get fuel. So now what became an endurance event just turned into a sprint here, as you see these guys getting their right side tires. They're going to get their left sides put on. Pryor and Edwards both duck down and get out. But that's going to give the race lead over to the 95 of Dalton Collins. He has 114 laps at least on this fuel cycle. Robert Barber, Michael Whitting, they duck down now. That's going to put Pryor So it looks like Edwards had some issues on pit road, as Pryor gets out first. So it's going to be Robinette, the last car on the lead lap there, right in front of the race leader. You see the 95 of Colin has some heavy right front damage on that machine here. As does Robinette. See those cars kind of beat and battered on that right front. So the running order is going to be Collins, your leader, Pryor second, Formosa third, Edwards fourth, Hamlet fifth, Whitting sixth, Barber seventh, Robinette eighth, Smith ninth, Fravert 10th, Sumke 11th, Williams 12th, Boers 13th, and Reardon 14th. So it's going to be Pryor, Formosa, and Barber. Smith, your top four, as Collins gets a great start. Pryor ducks down in front of Formosa. We know Pryor is faster than Collins, and now Pryor looking to the inside on those fresh tires. He's going to get around him. And now Collins may be a sitting duck here. He's going to have Formosa to the inside. He's going to bring Hamlet to the inside with him. Hamlet going to keep Collins pinned to that outside. Here comes Trevor Edwards. Edwards to the inside of Collins. We have 28 to go. Now Collins finally gets a break. He went from first to fifth. We're going to go back here. We're going to watch Jonathan Smith. He's got Mark Fravert behind him. He's got a little bit of space as he got around Michael Whitting. Create some space between him and Mark Fravert. Now Whitting going to look to the inside of Smith. Smith is the final car of the top four in the championship standings. Fravert on the outside looking in. He finishes ahead of Smith. He's in for the final four. Doesn't. Smith, obviously. James Somke is 5 laps down. Caution comes out. We will see what happened here. Dalton Collins on those used up tires goes around. Now we're going to get a camera angle to see if there's any contact made here. And there was no contact made till after the spin happened. Travis Pryor, your race leader. Formosa second, Edwards third. Hamlet fourth, Barber fifth, Whitting sixth, Collins seventh. Jonathan Smith gets his lap back. So barring another caution, that pretty well sets your final four drivers for the chase for the championship. Fravert will be the first car 1 lap down. Robinette will be in that 10th spot. Somke will be 11th, Williams 12th, Boers 13th, Reardon 14th. As it's going to be a wild finish here with 22 to go between Formosa, Pryor, Edwards, Hamlet, Barber, Whitting, and Smith. As all those drivers have fresh tires. And you see the top 3 have done a great job. Top 4 have done a great job of keeping their cars very, very clean. Not very little damage to them. So it looks like maybe Dalton Collins is out of the race here with 21 laps remaining in the race. So that will be our third DNF of the race. So move Robinette up a position. Possibly Somke and maybe Joe Williams. Well, no, not Joe. But Somke could move up a position. If they double file up, it could be Pryor, Formosa, Edwards, Hamlet, Barber, Whitting, Smith, Fravert, Collins, Robinette, Somke, Williams, Boers, and Reardon. Running orders. Pace truck ducks off. Green flag in the air for Travis Pryor. And he gets a tremendous start on the restart here. He gets out in front of these guys by about a half a second. So we have 19 to go. Dalton Collins is out of the race. So, move Robinette up to 9th now. And now, Pryor has Edwards. Edwards has been fast all race. He's been up there leading up front. 17 laps to go. No, not 22, 17. 17 laps remain. Pryor can throw everything he's got at it. Try to come out of here with a win. And lock himself into that final 4. He's trying to hold off Edwards here. It's a very tough place to pass. You have to get a good run out of the corner, duck down low, and have position going into the next corner. Or it's hard to pass on the outside with 15 to go. This is a good battle up front. Jonathan Smith, Scott Formosa. Formosa falls back. And now I think Formosa may just have the position. No, he's going to lose a spot to Smith again. As Smith gets underneath of him. This is a good battle here for the 6th spot. No, not any longer as Jonathan Smith is pulled away. But if you look up in front of him, Robert Barber, Michael Whitting. Good battle there. What? Go up front. Travis Pryor. Trevor Edwards. Pryor gets the high side momentum and uses it down the front straightaway. Now Edwards to the lead. Pryor back to the inside with 11 to go. Make that 10 now. Pryor and Edwards make contact. Pryor backs off, allows Edwards to collect the car. And now they resume battle. Going into 3 and 4 with 10 to go. Pryor is going to have that position this time by. So give Pryor the spot by just 100th of a second. They continue the side-by-side battle with 9 to go, coming to take the 8 to go. Pryor still has the position by just 7 1,000ths of a second. An intense battle for the race to lead here. Edwards to the top spot this time. Pryor still on the inside, battling hard, trying to get the win here today. Trying to break that broadcaster curse. Six laps remain. Don't want to leave the battle up here, but we got to go as Pryor takes over the lead there. As Formosa and Barber, they were battling hard. Formosa takes the 5th spot away from Barber. Jonathan Smith running in the 4th spot. Last time by, Travis Pryor had the 2nd fastest lap by 4 1,000ths of a second. Jonathan Smith had the fastest. This time by Pryor with the fastest lap by 12 1,000ths of a second over Trevor Edwards. We go back up front here. These two with 3 to go. Still trying to battle for the race win. Pryor's opened up about a 2/10 of a second gap over Edwards. Stretches his head out to 2.5 tenths. Down the straightaway, 2 laps remain. Pryor into 3 and 4. Edwards trying to close in to be there for the final lap. White flag in the air for Travis Pryor. Pryor into 3 and 4 for the final time here in this race. Coming out of turn number 4, Travis Pryor gets the win here in the round of 8. Trevor Edwards second. Peyton Hamlet battles back for a 3rd place finish. We get you the official running order here this evening. So it's going to be Travis Pryor, your race winner. Trevor Edwards second. Your big mover and your 3rd place finisher, Peyton Hamlet. He's up 11 spots. Wow. Then you have Jonathan Smith in 4th. Scott Formosa 5th. Rebounds for a 5th place finish. Michael Whitting in 6th. Robert Barber 7th. Mark Fravert 8th. Louis Robinette 9th. Dalton Collins will finish in the 10th spot. James Somke will finish 11th. Joe Williams 12th. Preston Boris 13th. And Christopher Reardon in that 14th position. We will have a huge post-race show. We're going to give these guys time to relax, get ready, because we're going to have the top 3 finishers. On top of that, we're going to have the top 4 drivers, the final 4 battling for the championship here this evening. So, and we've got, well, let's see here. I'm not seeing Peyton Hamlet. I'm not seeing, I do see Trevor Edwards. So, we'll try to get some top 3 drivers in here. Let's see if we can't get a hold of Peyton Hamlet here. For an interview after the race. We'll be right back with at least our 2nd place finisher and our winner, and then the top 4. All right, we're joined by our 3rd place finisher here, Peyton Hamlet. Peyton, good job to battle back for the top 3 finish here this evening.
Yeah, we had, my main goal was just for, every race we run in this league is just to kind of hang low at first and then, pounce hard at the end. And that was our strategy. And it worked out good for us. After we took our 4 tires, the car just tightened up big time on me. and started to gain on the front two, Trevor and Travis. But with 5 laps to go, it really got tight on me. Really couldn't do nothing with them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you look who you're up front with. It was a huge, a huge who's who of the league as they've been the front runners all season. You have, Travis Pryor, Trevor Edwards, Jonathan Smith, Scott Formosa up there with you. You're able to beat out, the guy who's been most dominant this season in Scott Formosa, and you can come home with that third place finish. So, a heck of a race.
Yeah, for sure, and it always feels nice, to run up front like that, and beat out them faster guys in these leagues. Scott's a wonderful driver and a hardened veteran, if you would say. And so are quite a few of these guys. And for us to come back for not racing this league in a month, maybe a month and a half, it feels good to come back with a top three.
All right. Well, Peyton, we'll let you thank your sponsors, get out of here, and enjoy the big top three finish. We hope to see you maybe not next week. I think it's the 1st of September. So the week of the 1st of September for the Nashville race.
Yes, sir. That's right. I know sometime in September, shortly after Nashville's release. But I just like to thank Larry's Auto and Tire, Nashville, Tennessee, for helping us. AC Delco with Ken Smith Auto Parts, and O'Reilly Auto Parts as well. And I want to thank you as well, Joshua.
All right, Peyton. Thanks for your time, buddy. Good luck a couple weeks here at Nashville.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you then.
All right, we got our second place finisher here, Trevor Edwards. And Trevor, you're fast all day. You dominated the majority of this race. And Travis got up there with fresh tires and proved he was going to, make you throw everything at him to get that race win here.
Pretty dominant all day. Was kind of cruising. We had that big 5-second lead. And then I sped on pit road, screwed myself, but I knew I could get back to the front. Got back to the front, and he had to do what he had to do, I guess, to make sure he didn't let me get out the lead because I was gone if I did.
Yeah, and there was some minor contact there. You were leading. You were ahead of him. Minor contact between you and Travis. He backed out of it to allow you to gather up that car and wait, and then continued the battle after you got your car gathered up there.
Yeah, he checked up just enough so he could get the run off the corner so he could be on the inside still going into 3. And then going into the 1 the next lap, he just doored me. But it's cool. I'll see him at Nashville. I'm just going for wins. I don't go for championships, so it doesn't matter to me.
All right. Well, Trevor, we'll let you thank your sponsors, get out of here, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
I appreciate it, but I just got to say thanks to Sin City Pilot Cars. Car was a rocket tonight. New paint scheme, and you'll see the same one at Nashville up front, I'm sure.
All right. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, man.
All right, we have our race winner here, and it took a little bit of time trying to get something set up for you guys after the winner interview here. So, but we have our race winner, Travis Pryor, and Travis, you had a good run all night here, and he started a little bit deeper than you would have liked. You drove up through the field and got up there for that race win.
Yeah, I 2 weeks in a row I've been shot myself in the foot with qualifying. So I can't do that next week in Nashville or the whenever we get to race there. I can't do that. I can't afford to, especially going against all three people that are local. So everyone's going to want to have that edge at our home track, and everyone's going to want to get that win. So I can't afford to do that next time. But it was a fun race. I love this track. Had a lot of success here, and it's just when it comes down to it, this can be one of them nitty gritty, old school short track racing kind of tracks, and that's what I enjoy the most. And I didn't think I raced Trevor dirty or wrong or anything like that. I know I got into him, but I let him save it. But I mean, whatever happened after that was just hard racing. So we'll see whatever happens next race, but it's all cool.
Yeah, and you were battling Dalton Collins there right before the caution came out, and you guys pit. You were side by side with Dalton and battling hard for that second spot, and it really took a toll, not only on what was left of your tires, but what was his tires there as well, running side by side for 15, 20 laps, whatever it ended up being there.
Oh yeah. If it was 15 or 20 laps, I'd be surprised because it felt like 40 or 50. Me and him were side by side the entire race, I felt like, and I think we touched maybe once. But I should have just wrecked him, I guess, because that's what I do. But anyways, it was a good run, and my fuel was running out right there, so I couldn't really get on it the way I wanted to because I knew I had to save it, but I knew I wasn't going to make it. And yeah, me and Dalton were racing hard, and I'm glad that caution came out. But I think he already got tires earlier, so luckily I didn't get eliminated over fuel or something like that. That would have been very awful for me for sure. But really fun race, a lot of good hard racing, clean racing. It was a lot of fun.
All right, well, we'll let you thank your sponsors, and don't go anywhere because we do have the championship for after this.
I gotta thank Pat T, my mom, my uncle. They've all really been tuning in here lately now, especially now with the chase starting and everything, and they support me with any league or even just these random hosted races I do. I can't thank them enough for supporting me. My friend Caleb Ramsey tuned in. I'm glad he was able to tune in. Anyone else that was able to tune in or watch that I wasn't able to see, I gotta thank them. Gotta thank Robert Barber. He has a great league right here, and this can be one of the best super late model leagues out there. A lot of talent, a lot of good hard racing over here. Gotta thank you for broadcasting. Y'all do a great job. It's awesome to hear. It's even better to be able to go back and relive some of these races. So anyone that has anything to do with having this go the way it does, I gotta thank them.
All right, well, before we bring in the other four, we need to address something.
All right.
You got that unlucky broadcaster curse off the back.
Yep. Like I said, I wouldn't really call it a curse for me, but I think there's a few races something crazy would happen, but I just got to be in the right place at the right time, and I got to keep myself out of trouble, I guess. So yeah, hopefully that curse is off my back, and hopefully I can just hit a really. I think it's going to take a perfect race next week to win this championship. So hopefully I can do what I can do, and if I don't, I can't complain about who I lost to. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
All right, well, let's bring in the other guys here real quick, and we'll be right back with that. All
Are we
right.
live?
We are live. We are good. We good to start talking. You guys made the final four for Nashville, and I couldn't think of a tougher four, especially over the last 4 weeks with Scott, Travis, Robert, and Jonathan. The four of you guys really battling hard each and every race to be up front there.
I'll let you talk, Robert, first.
You got the slow one talk first. I appreciate that. Yeah, no, trust me. These three guys right here are going to be battling for the championship. I'm going to be a spectator next time when we go to Nashville. But it was a fun race. I had a bad race. I had to watch these guys fight it out for the top 3 or 4. But hopefully at Nashville, it's going to be different.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to racing with all 3 of these guys. I've had a lot of fun racing with all of them all season, and it's definitely going to be a tough one at Nashville.
Well, I'm really looking forward to Nashville. I sit there and watch my uncles race out there for years, and Tony Formosa, and man, I'm looking so forward to bringing that track to iRacing and actually getting a run for a championship against some of these guys. Travis and Jonathan, man, they're going to be tough, and Robert, man, this is going to be interesting. Really going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I mean, I don't think it could have worked out any better. With everyone racing at their local track or the track they've grown up at or go to every weekend. I mean, we get the chance to go out there and win at that track or do the best we can to win a championship. I think that's going to be pretty cool. But throughout this whole year, I don't think the 4 of us has held anything back on the track. I think we've all raced each other as hard and as clean as possible. So I'm excited.
Yeah, well, and at one point in the race, and I made sure to point it out, 7 of the 8 championship 8 drivers were 3rd through 9th place, 8th place, whatever it was, 10th place, right there battling with each other, trying to get into the final 4 here.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect coming into this race, especially not getting to put a lap down in qualifying.
Yeah, I was really worried that we were going to have to pit under green, and I didn't know what in the world was going to happen.
Yeah, I was really worried about that late caution. I was thinking just do a splash and go and get back out, but I'm really glad that late caution came out so I didn't have to figure out what to do there.
Yeah, I definitely would have hit the barrels going into pit road.
I really believe that Robert Barber, he was telling me, I had him on my radio channel, and he really needed to pit, toward the end of the race. But, it worked out, man.
Yeah, and it's just a crazy, with Robert ditching us because he doesn't like us. It's fine, Robert. I know you don't like us. But no, it's I've said it all season since we've came on board with you guys. If there's 6 cars on track or if there's 24 cars on track, you're going to have the best racing product out there week in, week out, no matter who's on the track. Everybody makes it really tough in this league. And Scott, it starts really with you with the 5 wins this season. And
yeah, starting, these last few races I've won the pole, and that to me, that really has not been to my advantage. So I'm not really sure I'm going to really. Sometimes when you win the pole, you feel like, well, you got to lead the laps early, and I feel like I'm maybe using my tires up too early by jumping out there. So I believe I might use a little bit of different strategy when come Nashville. I'm not going to necessarily go for the pole, maybe a top 5, and just kind of pace myself a little bit more and see how that works.
So we got a sandbagger on our hands, I see.
That's right.
That sounds like.
So you're not going to use the prior strategy?
No, I'm going to try something different because these last 2 races I've gone out and I've won the pole, but I have not won the races. So I think, getting out front early, I'm abusing my tires and.
Well, there just went Scott. So we're down to two. Down to two of the four. But so you guys, you battled hard all season. You're here for the final four. And at one point, Jonathan, and I don't know if you realize this in the race, but you and Mark Fravert were battling. You guys were both a lap down there, so it could have went either way with you or Mark for the final, the fourth and final spot in the championship four.
Yeah, I really messed up on pit road. I set it to add some fuel to the car, made sure I can get a little bit of weight in the rear end. And I set it for the amount of fuel I wanted, forgetting that iRacing puts in the number that you put in the fuel box there. So I got stuck on pit road and cost myself a lap, and I just got lucky that didn't cost me more than it did.
Yeah. So, we're going to have a couple weeks off here now because it is only the 20th. So with Nashville not scheduled to come out until September 1st, I believe. First. It would be the Tuesday. Yeah. So September 1st, got a couple weeks off here. And it's going to be strange. Not just for me, but it's going to have to be really strange for you guys to not be out here racing. Well, I mean, you guys probably still will, but not racing in the all-out super late model series, so to speak, for the championship the next couple weeks here.
Yeah, it is going to be weird. It's been a pretty long season. I mean, we've been racing since about March, I think. So it's going to be different not being here on Thursday nights, but I'm sure I'll still be racing something somewhere.
Yeah, I gotta stay in this super late model. I can't go 1 week at a time, or else I feel like I'll lose any bit of knowledge I had about this car in a week. So I'll be racing something, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's kind of how I am. I just need to be on iRacing doing something and just staying in the loop.
Yeah. Well, it's been a very long season. Going back and looking, the season started in March. So here we are, August, 5 months later.
Where'd you go, Robert? Did you go take you a pit stop? I think Robert's back with us.
Oh, so now Robert likes us. After we got through all the hard-hitting stuff, now he wants to come back, huh?
That was an emergency in the pits.
Got some Holland Room stuff going on here. I like it.
Yeah.
I heard they were calling you down to the tech trailer, Travis.
Oh, probably so.
My car's already loaded up. I can't tech it today.
My question, what lap did Dalton Collins take his tires tonight?
It was that lap 50-something caution.
Oh, he took them real early then.
Yeah, he did the same thing I usually do to screw myself out of being there at the end. So.
Are we still on air?
We are.
Yes.
Oh, so this is kind of like a round table. We're just talking about the race.
Yeah, just talking about the race, having a good old time, and letting you guys. It's been a long season since March, according to iRacing, but we all know how iRacing is. But it's been a long season. Figured why not let you four really get in here and start throwing the punches before Nashville, so to speak.
Yeah. There's the fun thing is all four of these guys. I know all three of these guys. I know them all personally, and there's not going to be any punches or anything like that. We're all going to go into Nashville, and it's going to be a fierce competition to where none of us know what to expect. and it's going to be extremely fun and hard, and it's going to be a long 200 laps. But if it's anything like tonight or like last night or like the rest of the season, it's going to be a heck of a show. That's for sure.
Already pretty much guarantee. I'm going to already guarantee that it's going to be a heck of a show next week, just because I know how you guys race week in, week out. Not just the four of you, but everybody who shows up to race on Thursday nights, and how they race every race. So I know it's going to be a heck of a show at Nashville. But we did find out from Scott, though, Robert, that he's not going to qualify on pole for Nashville.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not working. It's not working for me.
You probably just need to start from the rear.
No, third, fourth, fifth, somewhere in there. But this winning the pole stuff is just not working for me.
Well, league rule states if you win the previous week, you got to start at the back. So I guess that means Travis is starting shotgun. So I'm going to go get 40 of my closest friends to start the race.
And I was just thinking about that. First league race in Nashville, there probably will be 25-something people there, maybe 30.
Oh, yeah, especially in this league.
Nah, lucky for you, Travis. We're not doing that rule in the chase. That wouldn't be fair to the chasers. But, yeah, I have a feeling we're going to have a really good turnout that week. It's going to be the first week it comes out, and I'm looking forward to it.
So, all right. So, basically, we're in a holding pattern until the week of the 1st of September. If I'm not mistaken, that's the end of the current iRacing season, and that'll be when they implement the new track and cars into the service.
Yeah, and the way it's going to work, I kind of went over it with the guys in the league, and I'll go ahead and fill everybody in at home. When Nashville comes out, which is supposed to be not next week, but the week after, the first week of September, what we're planning on doing is that Thursday, we're going to open up the room for practice at 6 o'clock, give the guys an hour and a half of practice till 7:30. At 7:30, we're going to start qualifying, and we're going to do the single car qualifying like we have for the last 2 weeks. We're going to qualify for 30 minutes, and we're going straight to race at 8 o'clock for 200 laps with one set of tires to determine the champion.
All right, so there you have it. That's how it's going to work, and how it's going to work on my end. Just so Robert, you're here, everybody at home can know, is with that hour and a half practice, I'm going to go live earlier than normal. Last week, I went live earlier, let people get a kind of a behind the scenes look at you guys. So I'm going to go live right around 30 to 45 minutes before practice ends, and they'll really get a look at you guys sitting there testing the track and trying to tweak things and get better right before the race starts, because that's when all the fun stuff happens.
Yeah, and one thing that I want everybody to remember, the way we're doing the format on the championship, I mean, it's like a sudden death elimination for 3 races. It's kind of was an impromptu thing. But not to take anything away from any of the drivers that joined late. You got Trevor Edwards, who's come in and who's been running up front every week. You got guys like Louis Robinette, who runs strong every week. Joe Williams, the running, he runs strong. He's just getting better and better. Mark Fravor, James Somke, all these guys, they just have gotten. We're just a great group of guys to race with. Can't wait for the next season. And I can't wait to improve myself, because I've got a long way to go myself. I'm just here out of sheer luck.
So, all right. Well, with that, I think we'll call it a night here. And good luck to the 4 of you guys at Nashville for the championship.
Thank you, guys, and we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and I just want to say thanks to you. You've done a great job with us this year. Really enjoyed having you on, and we're still looking at the future to see what that's going to hold on the next season that starts in November. So really enjoyed it, and hopefully we can move on past this and keep keep on going on our new night on Tuesdays. So me and you will talk about that. But we appreciate everything you've done for our league.
Absolutely, and it's been a heck of a run here this season. It's really been entertaining. You guys are, like I was telling them, it doesn't matter if there's 6 drivers in the service or the server for the race, or if there's 36 drivers in the server. It's going to be a heck of a show, no matter what. And it's just been an expectation. Not only from me, but from people watching. The guys that aren't family that tune in, they really, they come in and they know it's going to be a good show. And without upsetting any other league that I broadcast, this is one of the better super late model asphalt leagues on iRacing.
I'll just go ahead and say it. Just go ahead and say it.
I plead the fifth.
I just got to say this. I'm joining the Travis Pryor fan club because if you watch some of these broadcasts, he's got a heck of a following.
He does, and that's part of what makes this series so fun to broadcast. Not just because of the drivers in it and knowing how talented you guys are and how competitive and how good of a race it's going to be, but getting in here, and I know the first person who's going to comment on the broadcast is going to be Travis's grandmother. Never fails. It's always her, and I look forward to that every week. I didn't say that. I plead the fifth. All right. Well, thank you guys for your time, and we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks at Nashville. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. We'll see you then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, there you guys have it. A little bit of a not so formal interview with the guys and get their take on things and have a little bit of fun and, kind of let them take their guard down and say some stuff. And, but until next week, have a great night. Stay safe. Be careful. Do what you guys need to do to take care of yourselves with everything that's happening right now with stuff starting to open up. Take the extra precautions and really take care of yourselves. And until next week, have a great, until the next race, have a great rest of your evening and a great couple of weeks. And we'll see you back here the first week of September.